So happy Easter week everyone, and today I thought I'd make my mini video a little bit fun by discussing a topic which I find both very relevant and kind of funny, which is what we call TMSing. Okay, so TMSing means being a typical person with TMS and behaving in a typical TMSy way. Okay, so what is TMSing? Okay, so most people with TMS, of course, tend to worry about their symptoms quite a lot, and there are various behaviors and thoughts and beliefs that makes one a TMSer. Okay, and so one of them could be like waking up in the morning, checking in on your symptom. Is it better than yesterday? Is it worse than yesterday? Last month? How is it today? That means being hyper-vigilant, okay? So being hyper-vigilant, a little bit too obsessed about your symptoms and their location and their intensity is actually TMSing, okay? You're keeping your attention focused on your symptoms, and that's doing nothing to help you with your chronic pain. In fact, it's doing the very opposite. Let's see, so TMSing. Always thinking about the worst case scenario, okay? So let's say you get a new symptom or the pain moves a little bit to a different location and you're like, oh, this could be serious this time. There could be really something wrong, okay? So the first thought that gets into your head is like, the worst case scenario, okay? You're a little bit, let's say, I don't like to use the word, but I find it funny as well, hypochondriac. So, anything that you find wrong with your body or that you feel is a little bit off, you immediately think about the worst case scenario, okay? And I'm not saying you shouldn't get your symptoms checked out here, and, I'm not saying that you should always, ignore your symptoms. But I think, most of you out there who think catastrophically know what I mean. You always think about the worst. And this is a behavior that is not only related to pain, but even to your everyday life. In fact, you can be TMSing and not be in pain. For example, you're always thinking of the worst that can happen due to a particular situation. You're always thinking of all the things that can go wrong. That's also a bit TMSing with something. Okay. Self-sabotage is a form of TMSing when you want something to go so well, you're looking forward to it and you want it to be so perfect that you keep thinking about all the things that can go wrong, okay? Could be also including your pain. You're afraid that you're going to be in pain during that event, okay? And you really don't want to be in pain in that event, but this is, so stressful because you want to enjoy that event and you feel that your pain might be, might take it away from you, might ruin it from you. At the same time, what's happening is like a form of self-sabotage, because what you're doing is that you're fearing that outcome, you have that expectation, so you're more likely to be in pain, okay? So what else does make one a TMSer? Being a little bit perfectionist with your recovery is also TMSing, so, even if you feel a little bit of relief, you still fear that it's going to get worse. Or you really want to be totally pain-free and you're desperate for that outcome, so that makes you so desperate for that outcome that you can't enjoy the present moment. Even though your pain isn't that bad today, you can't enjoy today because you're constantly thinking that tomorrow it might be a worse day, or there's still something really wrong with you, and so on. What else? Yes, constantly moving to and fro between your belief in TMS and your fear that there's something else, something structurally wrong. So, on the one hand, you've been in pain for a long time, you've seen various specialists, okay, they didn't find anything wrong, or they just found something minor, and you've been trying treatment and didn't work. Then you decided that you're going to try, that TMS makes sense for you, so you're going to be looking at treating your symptoms psychologically. But then one fine day you think like, but I haven't seen that specialist, maybe I should. Or maybe I should, still try this treatment, this acupuncture or whatever. There's a conflict there. The thing is, when you have these thoughts, it means that you are not sure at all that it's TMS, and that whatever you're doing to try to treat your symptoms as TMS is not going to work. So in this case, I tell people to, okay, yeah, you keep thinking about this. So yeah, visit the specialist and then start over, okay? Because you can't work on two conflicting things at once, and treating your pain as structural is conflicting with treating it as a psychological. You can't, your brain can't take both messages at once. So there's always going to be a dominant message that's going to win, and usually it's the message that your pain is structured that's going to win, especially if you go to like a chiropractor and he keeps telling you that, you know, your body is out of alignment or whatever. I mean, do you want to believe that? If you want to believe that, I mean, by all means, keep going to the chiropractor, and you know, you might experience relief, and I mean, these things work as well. But if you're working on TMS and you've already gone to the chiropractor and you haven't found any relief, then just by doing both, you're not helping yourself at all. So in the end, it's about choosing, you know, what you want to do, and not second doubting yourself. And I think behind the TMS personality, there's a strong sense of sometimes low confidence, okay? We are so not confident on the decisions that we want to take. We constantly look to other people for explanations and suggestions, so that also makes us more easily susceptible to suggestible as well to what other people are saying. So if other people tell us, oh, you know, you should be careful because, you know, if you start your sport again, you might get re-injured. People with, like a person who's a TMSer will more easily take that message, will more easily let that in, okay? Because this person is not sure of himself 100%. Even though there's a, you know, he knows that he knows more than this other person about his condition, and he's been learning about TMS, and he knows all this, you know, stuff, but still we tend to doubt ourselves and our knowledge so much, okay? We tend to second doubt. In fact, I notice a lot that there are very few really confident people or relaxed people that suffer from TMS pain. I notice this a lot. Like there's, you know, some personalities who just go about life, you know, and take it easy. Basically, they know that whatever they're doing, whether it's their career, their sport, it's gonna go well. They go about life with this attitude of it will work out, okay? Whereas TMSing is the very opposite. You go about life with this attitude of it might not turn out all right, it might be a disaster. So we're constantly building fear, pressure on ourselves, okay? Constantly doubting every single thing, every single decision, because it might not be the best one. So I've noticed this a lot over the years, and I keep noticing it in myself, even though I don't have chronic pain, because I'm not afraid of pain, but I still exhibit sometimes this TMS personality trait, in the sense that I plan something and I'm like, what if this goes wrong? What if, you know, it's too complicated, or I get upset or disappointed at the outcome, it doesn't work out, okay? So all of these thoughts, they're what makes us TMSers, basically. Okay, so that's all for today, something to think about, okay? If you relate, then you might really need to follow a TMS approach. And one other thing I wanted to say is that our ebook, Path to Pain Free, is now on sale for the Easter period, okay? We thought we'd sell it for $19.99 instead of $24.99, because we just wanted to reach more and more people, and we've had some great feedback already, so yeah, we just wish to keep spreading the word about this. Okay, I will probably see you in a couple of weeks, because I intend to take a mental break now. I've been working, you know, every day for the past months. So yeah, and living up to the TMS approach means also knowing how to let go and Okay, so I wish you all a happy Easter and see you soon. Bye!